On the sixth floor of an affordable housing complex in the Bronx, residents have a new internet service provider. It's called People's Choice Communications, an employee and community-owned internet cooperative with a mission of bridging the digital divide. Technician Mario Munoz is leading the installation.
In the hallways, we put the Wi-Fi, basically the Wi-Fi devices, and that will boost the signal to all the apartments along the hallway.
People's Choice is installing what's called a mesh Wi-Fi network in the Bronx. They install antennas on rooftops and Wi-Fi routers in buildings to connect residents to a high-speed Wi-Fi signal. Using antennas and wireless routers, mesh networks keep installation costs down. With the help of grant funding, People's Choice is currently providing service for free to its customers and plans to keep monthly costs to no more than $15 in the future. In New York City, the need for affordable internet is most acute in the Bronx, where almost 38% of homes are without broadband, according to Mayor Bill de Blasio's Master Internet Plan released in January 2020.
It was built in 2016.
Brenda Rosen is CEO of Breaking Ground, an affordable housing nonprofit that serves low-income and formerly homeless people in New York City. Breaking Ground operates one of the first Bronx buildings where People's Choice is being installed.
They wanted to focus on a building that had a lot of families and would benefit greatly from being able to have affordable internet as soon as possible.
Had you heard of an internet cooperative before?
No. It was new for us. We've looked into other options for as low-cost internet services as we could find. But I had never heard of this. I mean, it is not inexpensive to have internet service. And for the people that we serve, saving those dollars every month can truly, truly mean whether or not you have enough food on the table for your children.
Residents here already have Verizon and Optimum as service options, but Michael Angelis, a college student who takes classes online, says another option is needed.
Internet sometimes is very expensive and it's not very affordable for us.
Angelis's family currently pays $150 a month for a Verizon TV and internet package.
It sounds like you're excited at the prospect of a new internet service.
Very excited.
People's Choice was started by a group of union electricians from New York's IBEW Local 3. More than 1,000 technicians have been on strike against the telecommunications giant Spectrum for the past 4 years. There's some background to this. In 2015, Charter Communications bought Time Warner to form the second largest cable and internet provider in the country. It operates under the name Spectrum, serving more than 31 million customers in 41 states. In March 2017, more than 1,800 unionized electricians in New York City called for a strike after negotiations broke down with Spectrum.
People couldn't make it here today because they have to pick up 2 or 3 jobs in order to keep going. Bankruptcies are happening.
It's now the longest-running labor strike in United States history. Troy Walcott was a union technician for 2 decades, for Time Warner and then for Spectrum.
Do you ever see yourself working for Spectrum ever again at this point?
That's a good question. What Spectrum? Spectrum is a name on the door, but they're really holding out a system that we built out over the past 40 years. We walk through so many places in the city and we see places that we literally built with our hands. That's our entire system, in and out.
There will be internet for all.
So last year, Walcott and other strikers launched People's Choice Communications.
The wordy term is a multi-stakeholder cooperative. But what we tell people is a bunch of strikers that work for Spectrum, we got together and we're gonna get together with the customers and own the cable system.
How is that possible?
We said, okay, why not cut out the middleman, go directly to the source and be able to get that same service. But now instead of paying CEOs hundreds of millions of dollars, we can take it and provide more equity and split that and give people less cost service at higher quality. And that way we can also invest some of those profits back into the communities that we're serving.
And they're not doing it alone. People's Choice formed the cooperative with community organizing group Metro IAF and a green energy startup, Block Power, which connected them to philanthropic funding.
This is now, I believe, the third install of the antenna system we're putting up for the Bronx Mesh Network.
So far, the cooperative has provided free internet to more than 700 residents in 5 buildings in the Bronx. In July, de Blasio announced a plan to bring the service to New York City public housing. The goal is to get up to 10,000 residents connected to free internet in the first year and then charge $15 a month after.
People that having a problem with internet have other problems with food insecurity, housing, income inequality. We see the company now as a way to galvanize people towards some type of movement towards something better. So why don't we get together and join with the customers, rebuild the system that we already know how to build, and we can own it together.